Now, a really useful visual in Power BI is what they call a radial gauge chart. It's a circular arc that displays a single value and it measures the progress of that value towards a goal or a KPI, a key performance index. So it's great for showing progress towards a goal, and I want to apply a radial gauge chart to my report. But before I do that, I just want to do a little bit of tidying up of some of my pages. So for example, if you right click here where these triangles are just in front of dashboard page, you can actually get a list of all the pages in this report. And I want to go to the income per person page, so I click it. Now the income per person page, I'm going to right click its name and I'm actually going to delete that page. I've decided I don't want that page. And so I'll click delete and that page is now gone. Now I want to select the years and the median age. So I go to median age and I select years, this slicer here, I'm just going to delete it. I don't want it on the median age. I also don't want it on the life expectancy, I've decided, so I'll delete it from there. And I also have decided the summary page doesn't need that either. So I'm going to click on summary and delete that slicer from there as well. Now I would like to go to the population density page, and using the shift key I want to select the text box, the slicer and the back button, and I want to take a copy of those. I'm then going to go to the summary page and I'm going to paste them. Now if you end up with a message saying sync, definitely choose sync, and if you end up with two back buttons, just delete one of them. Now I'm also wanting to go to the life expectancy page and paste there, and again do sync, and if you end up with a second back button, just delete it. And median age, I want to paste it onto there, again synchronize it and just delete the second back button if you get a second back button. Now on the blank on the median age, I'm just going to click on the blank report canvas, and it's here that I actually want to no, before I do that, I actually want to go and rename these as well. I want to call this summary, this text box, and I want to go to life expectancy and call this life expectancy. And this one I'll call median age. Okay, so I'll click the blank part of the report canvas in the median age, and I'll head towards my visuals, and it's this arc here that's a gauge, a radial gauge chart. So I click that. Okay, and I'm just going to stretch it out a little bit. Okay, now the sorts of fields that I want to add to these various buckets are in the age data query. So I open up age data, and I'm going to grab the age and I'm going to drop it into the minimum value. I'm going to grab age and drop it also into the maximum value. And I'm also going to add age to the actual value. Now from there, I'm going to click this drop down and change it from the default, which is sum, to average. So the average age. And then I'm also going to go to this option here and change this to min. And I'm going to go to this option here and change that to max. So I want to see the maximum age, the minimum age, and the average age. And that's showing here. The maximum age for this particular year, haven't said the continent yet, is 48.4 years old. The minimum is 15.2, and the average is 30.49. Now I think I want to format the title. Instead of seeing this title here, I'm actually going to go to format this visual, and I'm going to search for title. And here's the title here, which I'm going to change because what I want to see is average age, and you can see it changing it in the top corner here, average age versus youngest and oldest average age by continent. And so there's my title there. And of course I can format it and do all those sorts of things. But I basically have got my minimum, my maximum, and my average age at the moment for all the continents. So now I want to add a list box. I might just resize this way, where they can choose which continent they want to be viewing. So let's click a blank part of the report canvas. From our visualizations, let's choose slicer. I then want to hit the top, I then want to add a field to my slicer. So I'm going to my age data and I'm grabbing continent and I'll drop it into that slicer. I then want to hit this V here and change the type of slicer to a list box. It actually is a list box, so make sure it is a list box, which means that I can resize it because the list is relatively small. In fact, I could put that there. And I may actually go to format this visual. And again, I might want to put a title on the visual. Instead of continent, I'll turn it on and I'll put the text, select a continent, and I'll put in brackets an S because they can select more than one. I might give them the option all. So I'm going to go here and go select all and turn that on. So I've got the select all option as well. And yeah, and then just position it where you're happy. So we have a list slicer where I could choose Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, Oceania, and I can basically see the average age, the minimum age, and the maximum age showing as a gauge. And I just want to resize that a little bit. And then I'll just save my Power BI file. And that's a gauge.